Picture this, a single, delicate petal from a white rose tumbling through the air, caught in a gentle breeze, landing silently on a polished marble floor. That's how I feel sometimes, like I'm drifting, beautiful and fleeting, but not quite sure where I'll end up. My name is Marina, and at 31, I've built a life that looks like it belongs on the cover of a lifestyle magazine. I'm married to Ihor, the man who's been by my side for 6 years, and to everyone who knows us, we're the couple who has it all figured out. Family, friends, even the barista at our favorite coffee shop. They all light up when they see us together, tossing compliments our way like confetti. "You two are goals," they say, and I smile, nodding. Because what else am I supposed to do? Our apartment is a little sanctuary of memories, with walls covered in framed photos from our adventures. Sunsets in Santorini, snowy peaks in Colorado, lazy beach days in Florida. Every snapshot captures a moment of us laughing, arms around each other, the perfect pair. And in public, Ihor always reaches for my hand, his grip warm and steady, like he's anchoring me to this flawless life we've created. At every dinner party or backyard barbecue, someone inevitably pulls me aside to gush about how lucky I am, how rare it is to find a love like ours. I thank them, of course, with a practiced smile, but there's this tiny, nagging whisper in the back of my mind, a murmur I can't quite silence, telling me something isn't right. I don't know what it is yet, and I'm not sure I want to. Not today, at least. Today is about my younger sister, Lena, and the magic of her wedding day. I've been buzzing with excitement for months, helping her plan every detail, from the delicate lace of her dress to the cascading floral arrangements that will frame her walk down the aisle. Lena's always been the dreamer of the family, the one who doodled hearts in her notebooks and believed in fairy tales. And now, I get to watch her live out her own. I've spent hours with her, poring over fabric swatches and Pinterest boards, laughing over silly ideas for centerpieces, and holding her hand when the stress of it all got too much, seeing her face light up when she found the perfect gown, ivory satin with a train that seemed to float behind her. Made every late-night phone call worth it. I can't wait to see her step into this new chapter, radiant and in love, surrounded by everyone who matters most. The venue for her big day is nothing short of breathtaking. A sprawling estate just outside the city, where manicured gardens stretch endlessly under a golden afternoon sun. The air is thick with the scent of fresh peonies and roses, their fragrance mingling with the faint tang of citrus from nearby trees. Inside, the ballroom is a vision, glowing with thousands of tiny fairy lights, strung like stars across a midnight sky. I'm standing here now, right beside Ihor, his arm wrapped gently around my waist, grounding me as we watch Lena at the altar. She's a vision in that ivory gown, her smile so wide it could light up the entire room, exchanging vows with Mark, her soon-to-be husband. The late afternoon sun streams through the stained glass windows of the chapel, casting colorful patterns on the floor, blues, reds, and golds, dancing together like a silent celebration. The soft hum of violin music weaves through the air, each note delicate and tender, wrapping around us like a warm embrace. I can feel the weight of the moment, the joy radiating from every corner of this sacred space. And yet, there's something stirring inside me, something I can't quite name. Ihor leans in close, his breath warm against my ear as he whispers, "Doesn't she look beautiful, Marina?" His voice is soft, full of awe, and I turn my head just enough to catch the glint of pride in his eyes. I squeeze his hand in response, a small gesture that says more than words could right now, and I nod, forcing a smile. Lena does look beautiful. Beyond beautiful, actually. Her happiness is infectious, and for a moment, I let myself get lost in it. But as the ceremony unfolds, as the officiant speaks of love and forever, my mind starts to wander. I glance around at the guests seated in neat rows, their faces glowing with certainty, like they all know exactly where they belong in this world. There's Aunt Clara dabbing at her eyes with a lace handkerchief, Uncle Tom nodding along with a contented smile, and friends from Lena's college days whispering to each other with quiet laughter. Everyone seems so settled, so sure of their place. And here I am, standing next to the man I've promised my life to, playing the part of the perfect sister, the perfect wife, the perfect everything. I've always followed the path laid out for me, haven't I? I married Ihor because it felt like the natural next step. After dating for years, I took the job as a marketing coordinator because it was stable, respectable, something my parents could brag about at family gatherings. We've planned our future down to the last detail. Buying a house in the suburbs, starting a family in a couple of years, all the milestones ticked off like items on a checklist. It's the life I'm supposed to want, the life I've been told is right. But as I stand here, watching Lena pledge her heart to Mark, I can't shake the feeling that I'm just going through the motions, like I'm an actor in a play I didn't audition for. I'm not ready to dig deeper into that thought, though. Not today. Today is Lena's day, and I owe it to her to be present. The ceremony ends with a burst of applause, and soon we're spilling out into the reception area, the ballroom I mentioned earlier, now alive with the hum of conversation and the clink of champagne glasses. The energy is electric, a whirlwind of laughter and music as guests mingle under the glow of those fairy lights. I'm trying to stay in the moment, to soak in the celebration of Lena's new beginning, but my mind keeps drifting, tugged by that restless feeling I can't seem to shake. Ihor is off chatting with some of Mark's relatives, his easy charm drawing smiles as always, and I find myself standing near the edge of the dance floor, a glass of sparkling wine in hand, watching the crowd with a strange sense of detachment. That's when I see her for the first time up close. Really see her. The photographer, a woman I'd only glimpsed from a distance earlier, is weaving through the guests with a camera slung around her neck, capturing candid moments with an effortless grace. Her name, I'll learn soon enough, is Elise, and there's something about her that stops me cold. She's striking in a way that's hard to describe, like she's stepped out of a painting. Her sharp cheekbones catch the light just so, framing a face that's both fierce and soft at the same time. Dark, curly hair spills over her shoulders, wild and untamed, and her eyes, oh, those eyes, are a piercing green, like emeralds glinting in the sun. I can't look away, even though I know I should. My breath catches as she turns her head and notices me staring. A small, almost amused smile tugs at the corner of her lips, and before I can look down or pretend I wasn't gawking, she starts walking toward me. My heart thumps louder with every step she takes, and I'm suddenly hyper-aware of the way my fingers are gripping the stem of my glass, like it's the only thing keeping me grounded. "Hi, I'm Elise," she says, her voice smooth and warm, like honey over gravel. "I'm just getting some shots of the family, and I noticed your dress is a little off at the shoulder. Mind if I fix it for the photo?" I nod, probably too quickly, and mumble something about that being fine, though I'm not sure my words even make sense. She steps closer, her presence filling the space between us, and I catch the faint scent of something earthy, like lavender mixed with cedar. Her fingers brush lightly against my shoulders as she adjusts the strap of my dress, and it's like a jolt of electricity shoots through me, sending an unexpected shiver down my spine. I freeze, hoping she doesn't notice, but her gaze lingers on me, just a beat longer than it needs to. Those green eyes lock with mine, searching, almost daring me to say something, and I feel my cheeks flush under the weight of her stare. My heart is racing now, pounding so hard I'm sure she can hear it, and I don't understand why. I haven't felt this kind of rush in years, not since the early days with Ihor, and even then, it wasn't quite like this. She steps back finally and lifts her camera with a casual ease, snapping a few shots. "Perfect," she murmurs, more to herself than to me, but the word sends a strange warmth through my chest. I watch her as she moves on to the next group, unable to tear my eyes away. There's a confidence in her stride, a quiet strength in the way she carries herself, like she knows exactly who she is and doesn't care what anyone thinks. I notice the way she laughs with the guests, her head tilting back just slightly, the sound bright and genuine, cutting through the noise of the room, and when she's focusing on her work, there's this intensity in her expression, a kind of fierce determination that makes her even more magnetic. I'm drawn to every little thing she does, and I don't know why. Or maybe I do, and that's what scares me most. I've never felt this way before. Not about a woman, not about anyone in a long time. I've always pushed thoughts like this aside, buried them under layers of what I'm supposed to feel, who I'm supposed to be. But standing here in the middle of this vibrant celebration, with the weight of expectation pressing down on me, I can't ignore the pull any longer. My thoughts keep circling back to Elise, to that fleeting moment when her fingers brushed my shoulder, to the way her gaze seemed to see right through the facade I've spent years perfecting. I'm still standing near the dance floor, the glass in my hand now lukewarm, when I spot her again across the room. She's talking to one of the wedding coordinators, gesturing animatedly. And I find myself wondering what her life is like outside of this moment. Does she feel as untethered as I do? Or is she as grounded as she appears? Before I can overthink it, she glances my way, catching my eye once more. This time, there's an invitation in her smile, subtle but unmistakable. My pulse quickens as she excuses herself from the conversation and starts walking toward me again. I should look away, pretend I'm busy, do anything to break this dangerous thread pulling me toward her, but my feet stay rooted to the spot. "Hey, Marina," she says, her voice cutting through the buzz of the reception, like it's the only sound that matters. "I was wondering if you'd like to take a look at some of the shots I've got so far. I think you'll love the ones of Lena." Her words are casual, professional even, but there's a warmth beneath them that makes my stomach flip. I hesitate for a split second, knowing I should say no, that I should find Ihor and stick by his side like I always do. But the part of me that's been restless, the part that's been whispering doubts in the quiet moments, pushes me forward. "Sure," I manage to say, my voice steadier than I feel. "I'd love to see them." She nods, her smile widening just a fraction, and motions for me to follow her. We weave through the crowd, the laughter and music of the reception fading into a distant hum as we move away from the ballroom and down a narrow hallway on the estate. The lighting here is dim, the golden glow of sconces casting long shadows on the walls, and every step feels like I'm walking further from the life I know and into something uncharted. My hands tremble slightly as I clutch my phone, pretending to scroll through it, though I'm not seeing anything on the screen. I'm hyper-aware of Elise walking just ahead of me, the way her boots echo softly on the hardwood floor, the casual sway of her shoulders. The hallway seems to stretch on forever, each door we pass a reminder of how far I'm straying from the safety of the familiar. Finally, she stops at a small door near the end of the corridor and pushes it open, revealing a modest hotel room that's been repurposed for the wedding staff to store equipment. "This is where I've been keeping my gear," she explains, stepping inside and holding the door for me. I follow, my heart thudding so loudly I'm sure she can hear it in the quiet of the space. The room is cluttered, but oddly intimate, with camera gear scattered across a small desk in the corner, a half-open window letting in a cool breeze that rustles the sheer curtains, and a single lamp casting soft amber shadows across the walls. The air feels different here, heavier somehow, like it's holding its breath along with me. Elise moves to the desk, setting up her laptop with practiced ease, and I stand a little too close, unable to stop myself. The heat of her presence is almost tangible, a pull I can't resist, even as every rational part of me screams to step back. "Here, take a look," she says, pulling up a folder of images, her voice steady while mine feels caught in my throat. The screen lights up with photos from the day, each one more beautiful than the last. There's a shot of Lena laughing, her head thrown back in pure joy, the sunlight catching the edges of her veil like a halo. I point to it, murmuring, "That's incredible. You captured her perfectly." Elise smiles, a small, genuine thing that makes my chest tighten. "Thanks. I try to catch the real emotion in every frame," she says, her voice low, almost a whisper now, as if we're sharing a secret. I nod, my eyes still on the screen, but my mind is elsewhere, tangled in the tension that's been building since the moment I first saw her. The hum of the laptop fan fills the silence between us, a steady, rhythmic sound that somehow makes the quiet feel even more charged. I can hear the distant echo of laughter and music from the reception, a reminder of the world I've temporarily left behind. But it feels so far away, like it belongs to someone else's life. Here, in this small, dimly lit room, it's just me and Elise, and the weight of everything I've been holding back is pressing down on me, threatening to spill over. I turn my head slightly, just enough to glance at her, and find that she's already looking at me. Those green eyes are intense, searching mine with an unspoken question, and I feel the last of my defenses crumble. I'm done pretending, done hiding behind the mask I've worn for so long. The door is closed behind us, shutting out the noise, the expectations, the life I've built with Ihor. It's like the world outside has faded into a muted blur, leaving only this moment, raw and unfiltered. My breath hitches as I take a step closer to her. Closing the already small distance between us, I can feel the warmth radiating from her, and my fingers, almost of their own accord, reach out to brush the nape of her neck. Her skin is soft, warmer than I expected, and the contact sends a shiver through me, a spark that ignites something I've kept buried for years. I'm trembling now, but I don't pull back. Instead, I let my hand linger there, my thumb tracing a small, tentative circle against her skin. I breathe in, and her scent fills me. Lavender and cedar, just like before, but stronger now, intoxicating. My heart is hammering in my chest, so loud I'm sure she can feel it too, but she doesn't move away. If anything, she leans in just a fraction, her gaze dropping to my lips for a fleeting second before meeting my eyes again. It's all the permission I need. I lean forward, slow at first, hesitant, like I'm testing the waters of something I've never dared to explore. And then our lips meet, and the world tilts. The kiss is gentle at first, almost cautious, like we're both afraid to break whatever fragile thing is forming between us. Her lips are soft, warm, and there's a faint taste of mint lingering there, mixing with the sweetness of the moment. My hand slides up from her neck to cup the back of her head, fingers threading through her dark curls, and I feel her respond, her own hand finding my waist, pulling me closer. The kiss deepens, slow but inevitable, a hunger rising in me that I didn't even know I had. It's like every suppressed desire, every unspoken thought I've pushed down over the years is pouring out now, uncontainable. I'm lost in it, in her, in the way she feels against me, the way her breath catches just slightly as I press closer. The room around us seems to shrink, every detail sharpening in contrast to the intensity of this stolen moment. The amber glow of the lamp casts soft shadows across the walls, highlighting the clutter of camera gear on the desk, the tangle of cords snaking across the floor. The half-open window lets in a faint breeze, carrying the scent of the garden outside, a mix of roses and earth that mingles with the warmth of this space. The laptop fan continues its quiet hum, a mundane sound that somehow anchors me even as I feel like I'm spiraling. Beyond the door, I can still hear the faint pulse of the reception, the clink of glasses, the murmur of voices, the occasional burst of laughter. But it's distant, like a memory of a life I'm no longer part of. Right here, right now, it's just us, and I'm letting myself have this, letting myself feel what I've wanted for so long, even if I couldn't. As I pull away from Elise, the taste of her still lingering on my lips, a wave of reality crashes over me, cold and unrelenting. My breath is uneven, my hands shaky as I step back, the small space between us suddenly feeling like a chasm. I can't look at her, not yet, because I'm afraid of what I'll see in those piercing green eyes. Judgment, pity, or worse, an expectation I'm not ready to meet. The distant hum of the reception creeps back into my awareness, a reminder of the world I've momentarily escaped, and guilt coils tight in my chest. Squeezing until it hurts to breathe, I've crossed a line I can't uncross, and now I have to face what comes next, even if I'm not sure I'm strong enough to do it. I mumble something incoherent, an excuse about needing to get back, and I don't wait for her response before I turn toward the door. My fingers fumble with the handle, the cool metal a stark contrast to the heat still burning under my skin, and I step out into the dim hallway, the air feeling thinner out here, less suffocating. I don't look back as I make my way toward the ballroom, each step heavier than the last, like I'm dragging the weight of my actions behind me. The laughter and music grow louder as I approach, the fairy lights twinkling mockingly above me, as if they know the secret I'm carrying. I feel like a fraud, stepping back into this world of celebration and joy, my heart a tangled mess of longing and regret. The weight of what I've done settles over me like a heavy fog, clouding everything, making it hard to see the person I thought I was just hours ago. I spot Ihor almost immediately near the bar, his broad shoulders and easy posture, a familiar anchor in the chaos of my thoughts. He's holding 2 glasses of champagne, one in each hand, and when he sees me, his face lights up with that warm, genuine smile that's always made me feel safe. It cuts deeper now, that smile, because I know I don't deserve it. Not after what I've just done. He walks over, his stride confident, and hands me one of the glasses, the bubbles catching the light as they rise to the surface. "There you are, Marina," he says, his voice full of that effortless affection that's been a constant in my life for so long. "I was starting to think you'd disappeared on me." There's a teasing lilt to his tone, but all I can manage is a weak smile, my lips trembling at the edges as I take the glass from him. "You okay?" he asks, his brow furrowing slightly as he studies my face. I can feel his gaze, searching for something I'm not ready to give, and I force myself to meet his eyes, to play the part I've perfected over the years. "Yeah, I'm fine," I lie, my voice quieter than I mean it to be. "Just tired, it's been a long day." He nods, accepting my excuse without question, and I hate how easy it is to deceive him. His trust in me feels like a weight I can't bear, a reminder of the life we've built together, the promises I've made. I take a sip of the champagne, the crisp, cold liquid doing little to ease the storm raging inside me, and I let my gaze drift over the room, trying to focus on anything but the guilt gnawing at my insides. My mind, though, betrays me. It keeps replaying those stolen moments with Elise. The warmth of her touch, the softness of her lips, the way she looked at me like she saw something I've kept hidden even from myself. Each memory is a sharp edge, cutting through the facade I've clung to for so long, and I can't stop it. No matter how much I try to push it away, I stand there beside Ihor, his presence a comforting shield against the turmoil. But I feel like I'm drowning in my own thoughts. I've made a choice tonight, not just in that quiet room with Elise, but in who I am, who I want to become. And as I take a deep breath, I realize that this is just the beginning of a new chapter in my life. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. If you enjoyed this story, This will help us create more engaging stories for you.